right? So, right? And just so that like we're clear, right? Like what I'll say, right, moving forward now, is that I was running hot yesterday. I'd been drinking, and I didn't say anything that wasn't true. But as far as like talking about, I know talking about it is good, for sure. But it seems outlandish, right? But if you watch that video, A Plea to the Pope, if you don't get it through that, then I got nothing to show. I got nothing to talk to you about, But it's all there. It's all there. And it's the most dangerous, ugly, fucking evil, right? And so when he like what was done to me is not like it was worse than what I discuss on that video, Plea to the Pope. But like that was the tactic, right? Right? Like it's like real black magic evil, which they stole from me, right? So, but I can't do that because he'll send people to kill me. That's right. Again, like I live in constant fear. He's going to send people to assassinate me. And until someone looks me in the eye, that's it. That's it. He didn't do this for me to, right? Right? And so we're talking about it now, right? Because, right, his evil hit a fever pitch. Right? And I said, okay, we're talking about it. There's nothing, like I can't, major point, you'll go farther. It's, right? It's ugly, really, really ugly, like apex evil. I've been subjected to higher evil than anyone 100%. Unless, there's like it's just, we're like, I'm up there, is what I'm saying, And it's frightening, 100%. I put that video on my YouTube channel because, right, you have to be the most fucking evil person in the world, right? And he did it, right? Bunch of times. I can't stress this enough. This is not like he's never gonna say, oh gosh, you got me. Like I went too far. Right? Seems like a nice guy. What made him stop? I guess it was my letters to Westboro Baptist. I guess it was my letters. I don't really know, but I was writing all of them saying, this is bullshit, that you're just like letting this guy, right? And so what do I mean when I say that? I mean that last year when I was on the street in LA after Tribeca, which is all in my novel, Building a Coven, if you recall, right? We read all the way through the novel, right? Then I wrote Fish, right? I wrote Salman Rushdie. I wrote David Berlinski, the Discovery Institute, in an effort for Quentin and myself to reconcile, not realizing, right, in my trust, right, that he was in the middle of a campaign to destroy my character and destroy my mind. That's the only thing that was occurring, and I didn't realize that because, I trusted him. But of course, ruthless, right? Show business is ruthless, right? We're so goddamn cool. We think black magic evil's badass, right? My point being that I chose the right side, right? I wrote Fish. I wrote the Discovery Institute, right? And then when he admitted to me that he has no daughter, right? When I turned it all on him, right? And said, oh, well, how about this? And he said, no. This is not, right? I didn't sign up for this. There's no daughter, right? It's gone on long enough, I guess, is like where he was at in his head, right? And it was So my point is that when he admitted he has no daughter, I wrote Fish again, right, and the Discovery Institute, and I said, this guy's fucking evil, right? I want to see everything that you received that involves me, right? Neither of them said anything, right? And that tells me everything. That tells you everything you need to know, right? That they have something to hide about their relationship with me in relation to Quentin Tarantino. He wrote them a letter, right, that slanders me, right? I find it really hard to believe that Fish, that the people that work for Fish, right, would get my letter, right, my letters, right, over this year, right? And if all they had to do, right, was show me the correspondences that involve me, right? That if the truth was just that I sent them 4 or 5 letters and I'm not well, they would have scanned those letters and said, like, thank you for your support. You get it? So he threw me under the bus, right? And so, right around the same time is when I thought, right, that's when I thought of, like, oh, what else is he prepared to do, right? And it all was laid threadbare that there's, right? I know all about the game, right? And so, right, it's just, I can't stress this enough. This is why this channel exists, right? He's pushed it to a level that is so ugly and evil and dangerous, right? There's just nothing good about it. He can always say, no, I don't know what he's talking about. He's not well in his mind, right? But at the same time, right, I'm telling all of you right now, right, he's done so much fucked up shit to me, right? And he knows the savage psychic authority I wield, right? Now, I have ethics, right? But do you understand what I'm saying right now? Right? That it behooves him to have someone watch me, right? Not that I'm not a degenerate. That's not, right? Like he has kids, and that's the real tragedy, right? That he don't care about those kids. Nah, he sinned against God in a proper way. Really, really nasty, right? This is as nasty as it gets, right? Courtesy from God the Father, right? I'm not calling myself God, but I'm saying, right? There is this thing called wisdom, right? And so once you're wise, right, at the risk of arrogance, there it is, you see it. Heaven and hell, life and death. As far as this thing, right? And so in my earlier videos, you heard me talking about the celestial Iron Maiden. That's just one example. Now, okay, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's literally nothing I can do about it. It's really upsetting that I have to, I don't like having this window open. All because he refuses to talk to me, refuses to settle this. This is about my scene. Right? Right? This is about something. It's not about the movies anymore. Right? That's the point. Right? But now it's about something else.